Freshman Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez fired a shot at Joe Biden. This was when she was asked about a Biden presidency, to which she responded, "Oh God, in any other country, Joe Biden and I would not be in the same party, but in America, we are." Now, this was in an interview with New York Magazine. I want to give you some more context. So first, let's take a quick look at the article itself. 1 year in Washington, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez reshaped her party's agenda, resuscitated Bernie Sanders' campaign, and hardly has a friend in town. But let me just be clear about something. She might not have many friends in the Washington establishment, but she has a lot of constituents and voters who are rooting for her, and we're certainly among them. Now, here's how that line came up in the article. She said the Congressional Progressive Caucus should start kicking people out if they stray too far from the party line. Other caucuses within the Democratic Party in Congress require applications, Ocasio-Cortez pointed out, but they let anybody who the cat dragged in call themselves a progressive. There's no standard, she said. And I totally agree with her on that. I mean, we had Democratic presidential candidates claiming that they were progressives while they were supporting, fascist regimes in India. Like, I mean, that's not progressivism. Like,
it's easy to label yourself something, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's easy to also imply that you support the same, like if I were to ask you, who among the Democratic primary contenders supports the Green New Deal? Well, technically all of them, I guess. Do you think it means the same thing for all of them?
Of course not.
100% not, which is why we need to dig deeper.
So she says the same goes for the party as a whole. She was quoted as saying, Democrats can be too big of a tent. And we certainly know that. I know that, this year in particular, when I say this year, I mean like over the last 6 months has been difficult in labeling myself a Democrat, because there are members in Democratic leadership who have enabled Donald Trump to an extent that I'm beyond uncomfortable with. And so identifying as part of the same party has been incredibly difficult. But the way that the primaries are set up, if you're not a registered Democrat in certain states, you cannot vote in the Democratic primary. Yeah. And it's gross that we have a system that's set up that way.
Yeah, I hate that the party allows in people who are so like at least ideologically violent to what it needs to accomplish for its constituents. But I feel like I identify with the Democratic Party for the same reason AOC says that she has. We're the actual Democrats. We embody the spirit of the Democratic Party going back way longer than the relatively recent neoliberal pro-corporatist thing that's been, it's been around for 3 or 4 decades. It's been a big part of the Democratic Party and Democratic leadership. But farther back, they're like the part of the party that was able to get so many reforms for working Americans, that's what the Democratic Party needs to be. And just because some of these people are running for office for the first time and the party's currently filled with these ghouls doesn't mean that we don't have the right to take it back.
Yeah, you're right, and we need to fight aggressively for that. Now, people were not happy with what Representative Ocasio-Cortez had to say about Joe Biden and her views on the Democratic Party having too much, casting a giant tent when it comes to ideology. And so, since people gave her crap about it, she defended her analysis and she said, quote, "Yeah, I don't know why people are up in arms about this. Many other countries have multi-party democracies where several parties come together in a coalition to govern. In another country, I'd be in a Labor Party. Our primary field would cover 2 to 3 parties." And she's absolutely right about that. Look, people have this visceral reaction to Ocasio-Cortez because she has this incredible ability to call out the Democratic Party for its devastating flaws and be effective in doing it. And so I think that that's a great defense of the point that she was trying to make, but she should also know that there are people who are intentionally being obtuse. Like there are people who are intentionally pretending like they're dumb and they don't understand what she's saying. She didn't say anything controversial there.
Yeah, it's just true. Learn about other countries. I don't know what to tell you, but that she has that ability to call out the Democratic Party and specifically Democratic leadership while also showing how it should be done. She's not just a critic. She is driving the conversation. She is organizing people and getting people involved in this. That's why you're going to see so many candidates that were some inspired by Bernie Sanders, others inspired by AOC. She's in there as a critic, but she's also showing the way it should be.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.